Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Good morning, Aleš. How are you?
Fine, thank you. It's afternoon, but fine.
Good. Yes. Well, hope everyone is doing well. We have Dee is live with us this morning, and it looks like it's well, it's going to be a small audience, at least as we're starting up. But hopefully, other people will join us shortly. But anyways, we are going to continue on. Anyway, so Dee and anyone else who joins us, if you have any questions, put them in the chat for Aleš, and he will answer them. There's John Tyner. How you doing, John? Good to see you. Hello. So, yeah, it is a dark day here in Ontario, Canada. At least it's a very blustery, windy, rainy, dark day. So we don't have the best weather at this moment in time. So, but anyways, what's the weather like where you are, Aleš?
Well, here some days already they are very hot, like the summer is already here, but now today it's cold again, so it's
wow,
like in spring.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, it is the just a little bit above freezing right now where we are. So yeah, that's not good.
On Saturday, I was seriously thinking of short sleeves and pants.
Oh, wow.
Because it was already 20, over 20 degrees.
That's wild. Well, that's great. Judy has joined us, and Hillary from Wales. You've got a wet Wales. We're wet here in Ontario. At least my little portion of Ontario is wet as well, Hillary. So.
Wales is always wet.
Wales is always wet.
That's in
Well,
England.
I've heard that it rains a lot in Great Britain in general, but Wales specifically. But
weather forecast is it will be 95% of showers. So that's usually the weather in England.
There we go. And we already have a question from our chat. Wow. So should we start? Do you want to start with the question from the chat, or do you want to go over the old ones? I think we should. I think we should honor the people who are here live, and answer them first.
Okay, let's add me to.
Oh, Judy asked, "I'm trying to locate profiles missing dates specific to Nebraska. What is the best method to do that using WikiTree Plus?"
So you just write in search field Nebraska and D0. That means that date is 0.
Oh, D0. Okay.
And you will get the profiles without that day. Without any day. What was the question?
It doesn't. She didn't specify no dates at all.
Dates. Missing dates. Then you also have to add the B0. So birth date doesn't exist and death date.
Oh, D0 is just the death date.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Is it working?
I'm not sure. I don't see anything. Your screen.
Neither do I.
Oh no, something. Did you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like it's not.
I don't know if this is a good time to mention it or not, Aleš, but I got a warning from my internet provider that I'm right near the end of my my data, and then they're going to drop me down once I go over it. So if that happens in the middle of the LiveCast, I'm not sure what that means. If I'll suddenly turn into a little pixelated icon, or it'll cut me off. I'm living on the edge. I've got only a few gigabytes left before. Meanwhile, we've also been joined by Patty and Bill and Robert Cowan from Dorset, England. Now, is it raining in Dorset? I don't know how far Dorset is from Wales. I'm just curious there.
Now it works.
There you go.
So you just enter a query for location, and this part B0 D0 means that there are no dates on the profiles. So we have 120 of them, 12.
112. Nice. Okay. And is there an M0 as well for marriage dates?
No, because
No.
there can be multiple marriage dates. So
Right.
that's not as simple. Although, wait, let me check. Marriage, location. No, I don't do marriage dates
No. Well,
as
that's right.
part of the index.
Yeah. Well, when you think about it that way, that makes sense. Everyone has one unique birth and one unique death date. But
yeah, that's easy to index. But
when you start talking Elizabeth Taylor, Eva Gabor, or John Smith, you're going to get multiple marriages. Yeah.
Oh, I finally wrote the SQL examples.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Excellent. Oh, great.
So here after the table,
yes,
we have SQL, and here
are
examples
fantastic.
and explanations of what you can specifically search for some details.
Oh, that is excellent. Oh, wow.
So marriage date, lower. I could use something like this to find only the ones without a marriage date.
Oh, okay. So yeah, if you use the SQL function.
Let's go back and add this to the query. So we want marriage date to be also 0.
Judy's appreciating your SQL examples. That's great.
And none of them.
Oh, okay. So Bill's mentioned that whatever you just did fixed the tracker problem. So did you have to reboot your server?
Yeah, I restarted the server. I don't know. It was doing something, but I don't know what. Probably
spinning its wheels or something.
Yep.
Yeah. Good morning, Yoke.
Marriage. Let's try bigger than 0. Nope, also none. Interesting.
So Robert is bright and crazy. No rain in Dorset, it sounds like. It's good.
It is possible that none of them have a marriage. So.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 112 is a fairly small sample compared to the whole WikiTree database. So
they're good in entering dates.
They're good at entering dates. That's good. Excellent. Okay, great. Well, thanks, Judy, for getting us started with a live question. If other people have live questions, just put a Q in front so it really stands out for me so I can see that, and we'll answer that. Shall we move? Is there other things on the SQL example page you want to show off?
I can close the door, so you won't listen to the birds.
Oh, the birds. Well, I was thinking that was John saying he had bird songs in his.
No, we have them outside, and the headphones amplifies the birds a lot. So the people are always asking me what kind, if I'm in the middle of the forest or something like that.
Wow. Well, there you go. But bird songs are nice. Yeah. Does it make programming easier for you? Nice calming birds. Okay then. Well, so there was a question that was asked in the March Ask Aleš GGG post after we did our broadcast. And that was by Patty. Patty, you're here today. He said, I just realized I missed watching the March Ask Aleš live. He wanted to find the earliest end-of-line ancestors with the surname Kahir. So Aleš has got it all lined up there.
Okay, so you actually wrote the query correctly. So and you can just sort by birth date, and it should give you them by years. So 1750 is the oldest year.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I really like if you have a chance to go back and look at Patty's post, he gives them a number of the examples that he tried, and then he asks about the grouping and the reporting. Yeah, that's good. So Patty, does that answer your question?
Here you can set the sort date. So by a few fields, not all of them, but you can birth date is one of them, so you can use that. Okay,
so I hope Patty was in the chat. He said he had to go out, so I don't know if he's still here or if he's gone already. But hopefully that answered your question there, Patty. Then on to the April ones. So we had two questions in April. One, it looks like there was a lot of discussion back and forth about it, so that one may be resolved.
Well, that was that was about England, about use of Great Britain in England and other countries there. So I changed the location table to also made the Great Britain also official sample with all the that goes with it. So it was quite a discussion. The table definitions changed a lot. I did automatically all the variations. So you get the Great Britain also for all the places there. So it's recognized as the correct place. So, and that's all limited to 18th century. So they will probably now be able to enter locations correctly.
Okay. So that's already resolved then.
Yeah, this was not that much of a question.
Well, I mean, it's important to people who are looking for it, and it's a good explanation, because what people may not realize is that there is this whole locations table which gives you which are the valid combinations of places and countries and whatnot. And so the question was about Lancashire in looking for correct regions of Lancashire in the form England, Great Britain. And Great Britain itself wasn't being accepted, right? The United Kingdom was being accepted, but not Great Britain for a certain time frame. So
well, that's what the project asked a few years ago.
That's right. But and then when the project changes, Aleš has to be notified so that he can update the table of acceptable questions and whatnot. And I guess the interesting thing, which I didn't realize, is if it's not an acceptable combination of place names, then the results don't come back. I guess I thought that it would just look for Lancashire and return it whether the other parts of the location matched or not, but that's not exactly the case.
Well, this locations I have here location table, which is I often link to it when we talk about locations. Oh, wrong page.
You were talking about it. We were imagining it in our head.
Yeah. So here, well, it's done for all places. So here I actually defined the spelling variations for some places. So
nice.
For me, it doesn't matter how Belgium is written. It can be any form of this for. And then even for some historical places, we have separate spelling, and so on. And this, so for some countries, it's just the country, and if it's multilingual country, then it's probably in Italian, in German, French, and so on. and they have some have official name also included here, like in the name. But for some countries where the projects are stronger, we also develop additions. So we also recognize the region. So here for Germany, we recognize each region, and here some special things can be defined, or even if it's written just Bavaria or Bayern, I know that both is Bayern region, so Bayern in Germany. And also it doesn't matter, is it Germany, Deutschland, and so on. So this resolves, and here we see how many of each forum is used. So we see 46,000 locations use Bavaria, Germany, 23,000 with Deutschland, and so on. So this is interesting to monitor. I also have some comments like, okay, this location is accepted in this time frame. And then this is also important one. This is it official location? So this is acceptable by the project or people who decided that this is okay, correct location, and this one is not because it doesn't have a country. Or this one is also not correct because here name the state name is in
English.
English, and the country is in German. So I mean, use one or the other.
Right. Bavaria, yes. Yeah.
So and then also here on some places you can see the suggestion number, and these are actually reported as suggestions then on the suggestion report. So this here I define a lot of things about locations. Another cool things here, let's go to back to England, for instance, or we can continue with Germany. So here you have at the beginning of a country, you have a link to see just the table for that place. So now we are looking for Deutschland. And at the top, you can turn on histograms. And now you will see for each locations when do they appear. So the blue background means that this is the time frame that is defined as correct for the location. So you can see graphically how locations are entered. Then once on the graph, you also if you hover above the bar, you will see a hint. That means that in year 1819, this location was used 6 times in year 1819, and the previous one was 1817, and so on. So you can actually see when something was used. So here, I mean, there are a lot of strange graphs, especially with if you compare it with the time frame defined. But it can help organize what's correct and so on.
Wow! Can you put a link to that page in the chat? It's a little too tiny for me to type it or to read it. Okay. I need my telescope glasses on.
Okay.
There you go. Oh, WikiTree show tables, and then that's there you go.
There, and then you select a region, and you can continue from there. So this table has a lot of meanings. It also helps with finding correct location, because I use GeoNames database to locate for most of the world. For Ireland, I think is different, but the rest of the world use that. And here I have also the location code where this location actually is. So this will limit the search to that area and make it faster and more precise. So usually these locations help a lot.
So thank you, Patty. Yes, I can't claim to be a mind reader, but I can claim to have not as good eyesight as I used to have. He said, Patty's comment was, "You read my mind, Greg. I was squinting and trying to transcribe the URL." But Patty also commented, he thanked you for solving his problem, and then he said he felt silly for missing that drop down. And don't feel silly at all, Patty. There are so many things on that page that I miss, and Aleš just corrected me how easy. Oh, you just press this little button. It's right there. Yeah, we've all done that. There's just so much there.
So you can only view this table, and if you find anything wrong in it, just let me know. It's not a problem to correct.
Yeah.
And the main point is that if I search for this text, it will find me also places that have only Pennsylvania colony in the location.
Oh, that's
so
neat.
Yeah, that's the so here
That's
for so for locate, if I search wrong clipboard, copy. Actually, I think I just no. So if I search for Pennsylvania, United States, now we see that it found also this location without United States.
Oh, interesting.
So it doesn't really, I mean, all that are recognized with this ending will be shown, with any variation of the ending will be found. So
yeah,
that's the important thing about this. So it doesn't, when you write, if you search for Germany, it doesn't matter, is it Deutschland, is it Germany?
Right. Yeah.
It recognizes all forms.
Yeah, that is super powerful, because you're right. With a global membership, you don't know what language people are going to write them in. But if you're searching for a specific person, you want the results to be as broad as possible, so you can get, that's wonderful. Yeah. Excellent. Okay.
Or is it the other way? Wait.
No,
but it should be Germany, I think.
Well, a search for Germany and a search for Deutschland should both yield the same number of results, shouldn't they?
No.
Oh.
Deutschland will, based on the table. So Germany is the location.
Right.
Here, so Germany will find all these places.
Okay.
Deutschland is not, and it will find only this one and this one.
Oh.
So you need to use English name of the place. So that's if you search by that, you will get all these variations. If you search for Deutschland, you will get just these two.
Okay. So it wasn't known as Deutschland before.
No, it was. It's after World War II, I think. Before. It was after World War II. It was Bundesrepublik Deutschland. Before, it was Third Reich between the wars, and I mean, it has also sorts of historical name. They are listed here below. Deutscher Bund. I mean, it goes. It depends on the time.
Right. Well, that in my English-centric brain, I guess I just thought that Deutschland was just the just the translation in Germany, so that you could use it just like you'd use England, and you mean England anytime.
I think Deutschland is fairly new name.
I did not realize
1 century or not much more.
Yeah, no, that's good. I just learned something new, and it wasn't about programming. Wow. Great. Okay. Should we move on to the second question?
Yes. What was it?
Considering the first question wasn't really much of a question because you'd already solved it. We still.
Yes, but okay. I showed the table.
That was great, and I think that was really valuable.
That I never did.
Yeah, no, this is wonderful. Okay, the second question on the G2G this month, I was using a suggestion from Kathy Nava. She said she was using the suggestion box on the bottom of the profile when she was in edit mode. And she clicked either fixed or false after correcting a suggestion. And then she noticed after a few minutes, the profile would no longer show up on her list in WikiTree Plus when she refreshed it. But then when I used WikiTree Plus to get 612 suggestions list for England, so that's a specific code I guess she was looking for, it came back with the 160. So basically, I think it's a conflict between, she fixed the suggestion, so she was expecting it looked like it disappeared, but then they've reappeared again, if I'm reading her correct.
Okay,
she opened about 20 profiles in a new tab, scrolled all the way to the box, clicked that they were fixed. By the time I was done and refreshed, it still listed 160 profiles, even though I somehow had corrected the error.
Suggestions, they do have a status. That can we find some? Okay, so this suggestion, for instance, has 2 statuses entered. So one with comment, one without. And for each suggestion, you have a status page on WikiTree Plus. Where you can define, did you correct it, propose merge, whatever, write a comment, and also set connected suggestions to the profile. And by updating status, it comes into this list. And it also means now if you select it corrected, the suggestion will be hidden from users until the next recheck. So for 1 week, it will hide the suggestion for 1 week. So it no longer bothers you. And then if you corrected it, it will not reappear. Otherwise, it will show again. So these statuses define the status of suggestions by some rules. And this is the same thing can be done also when you once you on the edit page of a profile. So if you go here to edit, here at the bottom are listed suggestions for this person, and you can set the status also here. Like it's simpler, just it's actually just one. Where is it? Here. It's just corrected or false suggestions. You can just set these 2 statuses on the edit page and write a comment. I have a two-way synchronization between the WikiTree and WikiTree Plus. So every 5 minutes, all the statuses that were entered here get imported to WikiTree Plus, and all the statuses that were entered on WikiTree Plus get exported to WikiTree. So it doesn't actually matter where you when you set the status for suggestions. If you set fixed, it will be hidden also on edit profile within 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So this system usually works, and the things are synchronized every 5 minutes. Occasionally, there can be a lag in server between servers on WikiTree, because there are multiple SQL servers, and it can happen then one the replica one is falling behind. So it can occasionally take more than 5 minutes, but usually it's within 5 minutes. If it's too much activity, then it can be delayed a bit more, but is usually fixed quite soon. I mean, it does automatically once the servers are less busy. It can catch up with the online data. So that's one reason for the differences between these two servers.
So before you go on, Yoke had put in that the fix is on the live server and the WikiTree Plus server has a copy. So and what I thought was that the WikiTree server, only gets updated once a week. But what you're saying is that the WikiTree Plus actually is only 5 minutes. There's only a bit of a 5-minute delay.
So the status is updated. Only the status is updated every 5 minutes.
Okay. And if you're doing a search on WikiTree Plus that's based on a status,
yes,
then
that is also then hidden if it's
okay.
If it was corrected in the meantime on the main site. And I want.
You said there's another one.
There is also. I mean, it's here. I have a full recognition of the statuses, and I sort them, and you actually use the last one that was entered. So it's very complicated logic which status has preference before other ones. And it is built in on WikiTree Plus, but not on WikiTree. Here, for the speed, it's just so once there is a status, if you click fix, the status is fixed, it will be hidden on the edit page for good. Actually not for good. Once or twice a year, I do update the WikiTree main site with statuses, but so I correct the wrong ones. So it will reappear, but not next week, but in a few months. Because here we use much simpler logic on the edit page.
Yeah. You know what? I don't think I've scrolled down enough and use those buttons at the bottom to correct suggestions.
Well, you don't need to. If you corrected the suggestion, it will disappear.
It'll just disappear. Yeah.
That was more important during cleanathon and such challenges.
Right. Yes, I can see that. Yeah. But I love how the biocheck is now integrated, and it's just something you always look for now. Results there. That's really impressive.
Well, for the hackathon, I have planned to extend the checking after the profile when you want to save the profile. So it will save that. That you are missing father's DNA confirmation or so on before you actually save the profile.
Oh, neat. That's good. Yeah. Well, and then this being able to having it automatically save the draft, that's not a new feature, but that's such a powerful one to have. That's I've really appreciated that. Yeah, so good. Do the free space pages, do they save a draft, or does it automatically save?
I don't think so.
Not yet, eh? No. I mean, that's more complicated because you can have multiple people or edit just mini pieces of the free space page. So I guess that's a trickier thing to do.
That's not that many space pages.
Okay.
But yes, collision possibilities much more likely there.
Well, during things like we use a free space page to keep track of the Secret Santa challenge, and then we had 100 elves this year, over 100 elves, and if they're all trying to enter stuff in the same free space page. There were times when someone was getting booted out, or they, you were just in view only mode, or so.
Well, you should ask me if we can set up a tracker for that.
Yes,
I don't know what you are entering, but
but the problem with that is that when the elves are working, many times they want it to be secret, and they don't want the people. They don't want people being notified that we're fixing their relatives or finding brick walls and stuff like that. So a tracker is a good idea on our point, but we don't want other people to see the tracker or to see the. Anyways.
Well, actually, we can set up a tracker without reports.
A tracker without reports. Okay, that'll work. Oh, Judy's saying it was challenging to be an elf, but you were a great elf, Judy. It was fun. Azure has asked a question. Woohoo! And she's throwing a wrench at us too. I don't know what that's about, but she's got a little wrench in her. Hey there, Azure. So he's looking for profiles with a link to IMDb. I'm using the following statement, but would like to add a before year. So it looks like she's using a greater than year.
Yes, she is searching for dates after 1900.
Well, on IMDb, well, there's not a lot of movies that were made before 1900, so I guess that.
Okay.
Not color talkie movies, anyways, that I'm aware of. John's telling me that wrench means that she's the moderator. Oh, so she can throw the wrench at anyone, not just us. Okay. Thanks, John, for pointing that out. Okay, so if we wanted profiles with a link to IMDb.
I can't copy the
actresses that
message.
died before 1950.
IMDb.com. Okay, and she's interested in death date.
Yeah.
Nope. Age. Nope. Okay, that was correct. So SQL. For dates.
So Azure, so let's see, she's checking for profiles who died after 1900 and before. Okay, so here she's clarifying what she's looking for. She wants people who've died after 1900, but and died before 1950. So between that 50-year span.
So to be in a range.
In a range, yeah.
Okay, so then you can enter in 19. So date, month, year, and okay, so and then you have double dot, and you can enter 1952. Okay. Get profiles, and we have them 1916, 1917.
Okay, there we go.
So this is the solution.
And so at the very beginning of that query is just imdb.com. So what does that mean, that that URL just has to show up somewhere in the profile?
Yes, this is a link to IMDb database, which shows something about movies, I think. It should be one of these. Oh, this one. So it's a link to this site, and you can find them all by using domain search.
So Judy had a question. Is there a between operator? And so the between is that dot.
Yes.
So you give a beginning.
So the
dots.
operator, you change operator to in. That means multiple values. And then you can define a range like number dot dot number, or you can use commas. So you can add another range.
So you could have two separate ranges, like 1900 to 1950, and then 1960
to 70. So, I mean, it's a very wide, you can use a lot here, but you can even, I think, mix. You can also add a comma and then add bigger than 1990. Okay, so it's a lot of possibilities.
A lot of possibilities, right? And then Yoke asks, can you do that sort of thing with like a range with alphabetic stuff too, like for strings?
Yes, if you have, if you are checking. Okay, for locations. Let's go to locations.
What if you wanted birth locations in any states that had North in it, like North Carolina, North Hampshire, or not North Hampshire? There's no North Hampshire. What am I thinking? North Carolina, North Dakota.
So that's an easy one. You don't need the.
You wouldn't need a range for that, would you?
Range for that. You just write North.
Okay. Or how about states that are either start with N or M, like from N to M?
Actually, you should. So states. So you would actually need to use region.
Okay.
Region equals North.
Right.
So now it will be limited just to the states.
North Farnham.
Okay, North Carolina.
There we go. Yeah.
And North. Yeah.
That would work.
I mean, the state is already in the index. So if you are searching for a whole word, it's not a problem. But to return to the operators for string, as you can see here in the SQL section.
Oh yes, let's look at this.
Where there are examples. So location is a string. The most powerful operator is like, where you can actually use the asterisk, and it will search for anything ending with this. If you have ending also at the end, then it just it needs to contain this word. Then okay, you can also use phrases inside, but you must do the exact. So these two are not the same. This one uses a comma and this one doesn't. So these are differences.
We're making it bigger.
Yeah. So this is a string, and you can also use multiple asterisks. So you can have. You can do Azores asterisk, Portugal asterisk. So
nice. Okay.
It will search for that in the location. I don't think I wrote that example here. You can also use in operator, but in on strings is not very useful, especially if there are free strings like locations where you actually you want a city and you don't know if the location starts with the city. So
right.
there is really no point in doing that kind of search.
But could you use a combination of greater than and less than?
Yes, you can. Strings do compare with greater and less symbols, but it's not really useful in such searches. Because that just means that starting letter is after the another text. So,
right. Okay.
I mean, unless you have formatted string like here in dates, it's not really useful where you have a known length. Here, bigger and smaller operator on strings would be useful, but on locations it really isn't.
Right.
Because you have to actually enter exact location.
Right. Right. Now, for last surnames, it might be useful.
Yeah, for names it's a bit more useful, although there, yeah. But what will you search? All that are after W.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I guess if you're, doing,
yeah, I mean, okay, region equals
to,
north, and let's go with. So where are the names? Last name at birth. Okay. This is the query. Oh, this is so helpful for me.
Oh, it's helpful for you too. Good.
Yeah. So we can say bigger than W. So none.
Oh. Because of the region north?
I don't know. At last thing at birth.
There's got to be some W's in North Carolina and North Dakota.
Oh, no, too many profiles.
Oh. Oh, that's good. I mean, it's good that you showed us that, because your initial assumption was, well, that I've typed the query in wrong, and the issue isn't that the query's wrong, it's that it's too big a group.
Yeah.
Right? When you're doing with SQL, you have your initial
it's limited to 250,000 records, I think.
250,000 records. That sounds like a big number, but I guess when you're talking about,
well, the U.S. Black Heritage Project was defined this number because they had a little over 200,000, and they increased it to 250. But in 1 month they came. Oh, it's it's again too big. But
they're just too good. That's the problem. They're too good.
But then I declined that it cannot be done that way. They have to reduce the number somehow. So now we have only last names after W.
Okay.
Which is not entirely correct. Yes, it is Wallace.
Wallace West. Yeah. Good.
Williams and Zachar and others.
Yeah, Yoke was thinking if we had tried just Utrecht instead of just North, which was a little vague, Utrecht would probably fit with under the 250,000.
Well, also that's North Dakota. We have okay, it's cached now. Let's change the query a bit. Get profiles. Okay. No, it's still cached. Oh, it's smart.
Is the caching just the first part, the region equals
North Dakota? Everything. Whole North Dakota is actually so fast that it doesn't need caching by its own. So I introduced the caching afterwards with SQL and so on, and other time-consuming functions. So we have 70,000 Dakotas. This is found in 1/100th of a second. So this is not really a problem, but the other part takes 170 milliseconds.
Right. The SQL part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, SQL part could go higher. It could go, in some cases, it could query 1 million profiles without a problem. But then, on the other hand, you can write also very complex SQL, which wouldn't perform so well. And for those, I had to limit it.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Okay.
Do we have any other questions in the chat? Let me just scroll back through the chat and see if I've missed any.
Otherwise, we should have what's new.
Yes, we should.
And I have there something.
I don't see any other questions. So yeah, let's move on to what's new.
Just let me find it. So
Updating
here.
the GGG page in case someone snuck in. Nope, no one snuck in after Kathy Nava.
Okay, so news. Okay, okay, these are some minor details. I think that
Oh, hit histograms and exporting.
Yep. Ian wrote, so I showed the location table before, and Ian wrote an app that actually enhances the histogram. So if we go to Asia, for instance.
Oh, look at that.
And you can then select a place, let's say something, let's go with Japan. And then this is the data shown in histogram, and he created a table from it. So you get all those numbers that we saw before. Okay, let's go to Deutschland. It will be, that's Europe.
As long as the tree is shaking, it's thinking. Yoke has a question for afterwards, if you can, about maps as well. She'd like you to demonstrate how to manually change a location on the map function.
That's the other thing that I wanted to show.
Oh, good, good. He's reading your mind, Yoke.
So, Deutschland. This is the Deutschland. So we have 7,000 without the date.
Okay.
And then you can see here for each year how many do appear. You can also export all this data to an Excel. And so you get, if you want to analyze the data by a table, here it's possible.
That's very neat.
Link is here in the what's new section. Anything else important? Okay, I renamed one index because I added the created. So I was asked a lot about how to find the profiles that were recently created, and now you have a possibility to search North Dakota and create it this year. So you will get only new profiles.
Right. So you can search by the year or the date they were created, also by the year. The creator, right?
Yes, or creator, you can enter a person. So
yeah,
you can. I could search for like created and
created by, is it?
Creator, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought it was created by.
So these are the profiles I created this year.
Mm-hmm.
This is such a nice query. So this was a new thing. Okay, then. For template succession, I prepared the reports to actually be able to see the succession. So here, if we go to some
oh, look at that! Yes,
Duke or
Duke.
Baronet.
Neat. Very nice.
And now this is now too big. Let's reduce it. This grabs the data from all succession templates and displays it in a succession by name. So Baronet for this succession, here you can see all the entries that were entered and if there are some inconsistencies in there. So here here it was an error during the profile creation. Oh, here it should write actually the WikiTree ID. I have to rerun these reports, I see. Okay, they didn't create correctly. That's why everything is red. But
the baronets, they're not doing well.
Okay, I can show it from week before. Just a second. Here, so these are baronets. Baronets are here. This is how it should look.
There we go.
And here you see that before person is not matching the previous. So here, this sir should be this one, but it's not. It's this one. So it points out some errors that can be corrected, and the rest. So this is to help projects with the succession box.
Nice.
So this was one big new thing, a big change. Other are just some minor changes. Except this one is also good, I think.
Well, you can really zoom in on when just changes in the last month. That's helpful.
No, but this is different. This is the changes that I made within last month. So my change log actually.
Oh, okay.
It's just last 30 days and you get all the profiles that I edited within last 30 days.
Okay.
Okay, now 9,000. I was really good.
Wow. Is that changes month or changes?
Yeah, changes in last month.
Okay, I'm gonna try that.
It's all written here on the help page.
Of course, yeah.
It should be somewhere here. Changes. I'm sure it is. Manager created.
Oh, wow.
It should be, but it's not.
Okay, it's told me I've only made 6 changes in the last month. Have I been that lazy?
Well, you were busy.
It has been a busy month in non-WikiTree.
Well, it doesn't count the changes. It just counts the profiles. So.
Okay.
You edited these 6 profiles, and it doesn't count space pages also, and so on.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Are we going to get to the?
This is mainly this, and now if I go on my profile, I should be somewhere.
Where's Aleš?
No, I have here direct link to me.
There you go. There you go. That's handy.
And now if I go to the apps.
Okay. So this is answering Yoke's question. Let me just show it again so people can see what the question was.
And go to the WikiTree maps. It will show me my relatives with the locations. And here we see one goes to 00, where the location was not recognized.
Right. Just off the coast of Africa.
Just a few of them. And so this location,
they've got a location.
This location, wait, correct, death location, Slovenia. That's impossible. Slovenia should be known.
Do you need? You don't put Europe after the name of the country, right?
Krain, Austria. This is a bit strange, but
I can't remember. Is blue the birth or the death location?
Blue is birth. Blue is death location.
Blue is death.
But here are
there was a legend on it. I just noticed that.
Well, come on.
Oh, I thought of a way of remembering that. When you die, you're put on ice.
Come on, it's so sluggish today.
Oh no, everyone's trying the same thing at this.
Most likely. So if I select here one location.
Okay, so that's whose death location is it? Is this all just Janus? Or is it
no, it's not. It doesn't display all. I need to come closer for all names to display.
Oh, but if they're all just at 00 in the middle of the ocean.
Yes, they are drawn one above another. No, they are drawn like this.
Oh, so okay.
I do shift the printout for each one.
Very nice.
So this location was not recognized, for instance.
Okay, yeah.
Because this is my construct between in two languages, in German and English.
Oh, that was the issue. Okay.
Yeah. So, but now I can correct birth location. And here I have the enter possibility. And I have
you just click on it?
Yeah. I have to. I get a message, enter new location, but now I have to zoom to the correct one first.
Oh, you're not typing it in, you're actually placing it on the map.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So Krain, this is kind of central Slovenia in last century ago.
Oh, okay. It was Austria then, but it's Slovenia now.
Yep. So let's put it here.
Okay.
Did I do the click?
I heard a click.
Yep. I did, but it's working something.
Oh.
Oh, this is so slow now. I have to check what's wrong.
I mean, it's still, the server can't have crashed, right? Because it's still giving you.
Yeah, it is responding, but very slowly.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, redrawing map data is not an easy thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, there's one.
Nope, it didn't work. It was working a few days ago.
Yeah. Well, Yoke, that's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to work. So if you are able to correct a location, it shows the button here.
Yeah.
Because for this one you don't get it, although I don't know exactly why.
But wait a second, it's written the same way with Crane Austria.
Yes. I really need to check this. This was working last week. Maybe I did something wrong on a weekly update that I missed something. Okay, next month.
Next month. We'll come back to that, Yoke, next month, and it'll be working perfectly. In fact, I predict by the end of the day it'll be working perfectly. Yeah. This is bugging Aleš. I can tell. He's not going to let this go until he solves this problem.
Oh, I will as soon as we stop.
As soon as we stop.
I will dig into this.
Let's segue. Are there any final questions before we wrap up?
So basically,
I did not even realize that was an option now in the.
Yeah, it wasn't. It is a new one. I didn't even publish it yet because it needs some more testing, obviously. But it is, once you enter this location like this, then it will go for all objects in the database. They will be placed on that spot.
Okay.
So this should work automatically also for the future. So
right. So when you click on the map, like here's a question: when you click on the map, how does it know which place to use?
The coordinate under the mouse.
Oh, okay. And it just finds the closest. Legit
no, it doesn't. It creates a new point, and at that point it will be placed.
Okay.
It can be wrong, but
so it doesn't change the name on the profile.
No, it doesn't. It only changes the geolocation of the location. So I have various ways to define a location from different databases, and this is additional one that does it by you can manually overwrite the automatic location.
Okay, so you're not correcting the profile, you're just telling the maps this is where that location is for this name that you didn't recognize.
And it goes the exact location. So if you would have similar location without a comma, it would be different one. So if you have if you have locations by house numbers, you can actually map each house.
Zoom right into that. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Mind blown. Now I'm just seeing this is super powerful. Wow, neat. Look at that.
You could say this location, VirGA, is, I won't enter. Okay, I will, because I know this linear location.
You know this one.
Them. So.
Wow. Think how powerful that is. You could use WikiTree for a tour of your ancestors and take them right from house to house. Of course, I don't know, knocking on the door. My great-grandfather lived here 200 years ago. Can we have a tour of your house? Probably not a good idea. But wow, that's wonderful. Thank you, Aleš. And Azure, yes, thank you, Aleš, for all that you do. Oh, well, you're welcome for me hosting. That's not a problem. I enjoy this, so that's great. And give the video a like. That'd be great. So we will see you in a month on the first Wednesday of May, I believe.
Yeah, which is it?
Don't think I have any conflicts that day, so we should be fine.
Oh, it's May the 1st.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's a holiday.
Is that a holiday for you?
Yeah, we have today off. Actually, whole week.
Whole week.
There.
Oh, wow. And actually, now that I think of it, May 1st, I'm driving to Kingston for a math conference. So I could do it and then leave afterwards, or we could postpone it to May 8th. Would that be a better time?
Maybe it would be better, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so May 8th it is next month.
May 8th. Next month is going to be May 8th. Okay, so write that down in your calendar, and we will join you back here then. But in the meantime,
we will write in 2 hours.
Have a great day, and we'll see you around. Thanks again, Aleš.
Yeah.